Hey everyone, welcome back to Headlines. We're almost halfway through January, and so far 2021 has not lived up to its two rather easy responsibilities, being happy and being new. But that's not going to stop us from looking at the state of US politics, Indonesia's Flight 182, Julian Assange's extradition, and more on this week's episode of Headlines. First, some quick COVID briefs. 2 or possibly 4 new variants of COVID-19 have caused a massive spike in infections around the world. But so far, scientists are saying that many of the new vaccines will be able to protect against them. China's Sinovac vaccine was being trialed in Brazil. One lab involved in trials, the Butantan Institute, filed its results to say that the vaccine was only 54% effective. But not so fast. Here's what happened. The Butantan Institute results included some people who had received the vaccine, then were found to be infected, but only had very light symptoms. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is said to have a 95% efficacy rate. But out of the 44,000 volunteers, 3,410 participants who showed COVID symptoms but were not tested, according to a US Food and Drug Administration report, were not included in the results. Now, it's unlikely that all of these participants would have tested positive. But if they had, then Pfizer-BioNTech's efficacy would drop below 30%. While 100% effectiveness would be nice, it seems that we have to accept the fact that vaccinated people might still get COVID, but just not as badly as without the vaccine. Indonesia has been having a bad time of things. Not only is it being hammered by COVID and affected by landslides due to torrential rain, but on January 9th, an airliner from the Sriwijaya Airline Company with 62 people on board crashed minutes after taking off from Jakarta on its way to Borneo. There were no survivors. We don't know why the plane suddenly plunged into the ocean just after takeoff. The black box data is still being analyzed. But Indonesia's aviation industry, with its sketchy safety record, is now under even more scrutiny. The last incident with the Lion Air crash in 2018 is still fresh in people's minds. Boeing is also probably sweating buckets since the aircraft involved in the crash is a Boeing 737-500. But unlike its grandchild, the Boeing 737 MAX, which has been problematic, to put it mildly, the 737-500 has a solid safety record. And this particular aircraft had been flying since 1994. That's 26 years. I don't know if there's a conversion from aeroplane years to human years, though. Britain has refused the US's request to extradite WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange after the judge concluded that he was at risk of committing suicide. Assange is accused of playing a real-world game of watchdogs, conspiring to hack into US military databases to get sensitive information, which was then published on the WikiLeaks website. It exposed, among other things, abuses by the US government in Afghanistan. If he's extradited in the USA, he'll be facing 175 years in prison. This case has dragged on for almost 10 years, pitting freedom of the media against Britain's friendship with the United States. US President Donald Trump has become the first ever US president to be impeached twice. Yup, with only 8 days to go before he steps down, the House voted to impeach him over what we're calling the battle for the Capitol. On January 6th, 5 people died when right-wing rioters, egged on by Trump and friends, stormed the Capitol building in an attempt to overturn the 2020 presidential election results, among other things. On the surface, the event appeared to be hilarious, like something straight out of SNL or The Simpsons. But it also revealed some disturbing insights into the state of the American democracy and just how fractured the nation is. This happened on the same day the US Congress was formalizing Joe Biden's presidential victory. The dissidents rallied under Trump's false claims that the election result was bogus and the victory had been stolen from him. Some just wanted validation for their awful Halloween costumes. Meet Jake Chansley, aka Jake Angeli, the poster boy of the insurrection. Not only was his costume guaranteed to draw every news photographer's lens so cops were sure to find him, but he also phoned the FBI and told them that he had been there. Chansley was summarily arrested and taken to jail, where he went on a hunger strike because, as his mom claims, he can only eat organic food or he'll get sick. Let me say that again. His mom said. The complaint got to court where a judge ruled that yes, he should be given all organic food. Does anyone think white privilege doesn't exist? After all of this, social media giants like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook banned Trump. Oh snap. That's all we have time for this week. If you enjoyed headlines, hit that subscribe button, and if you'd like to know when we release our next video, light up the notification bell.